Consider the possibilities. If your organization had a set of techniques and tools for the transformation of raw data material into meaningful and useful information, business intelligence. That's right, intelligence capable of handling large amounts of unstructured data to help identify, develop, and otherwise create new strategic business opportunities. Greetings, everyone, and welcome from the Technology Association of Georgia. It's October 13th, 2015, and this is Tech Talk. I'm your host, Frank Baia. On this edition, we go inside business intelligence, the cutting edge of technology that has some experts saying produces an easy interpretation of large lines of data and identifies new opportunities. It can self-implement effective strategy based on insights, offer business a competitive market advantage, and provide long-term stability. In addition, we go inside the industry and speak with Nagel of Izenda, where he handles marketing strategy and operational execution for the company's global marketing initiative, including corporate communications and public relations and demand generation activities. The buzz about business intelligence, what some think just may be the ultimate competitive advantage in winning existing customer markets or in the innovation economy of tomorrow. Business Intelligence Solutions, a crucial tech talk that will give you a quick insight into a dynamic new opportunity presented once only to advanced software developers, IT professionals, and enterprise thought leaders, could now be something your business may need to consider as you're ready to compete in the economy driven by data. Find out the secrets and what you need to know and why BI is important now rather than later. Up to the Tech Talk, hear knowledge gained from extensive experience developing and implementing strategies involving enabling early emerging and Fortune 500 companies to grow profitability. The Tech Talk turns to Vice President of one of the industry-leading BI, business innovation and innovating companies, top industry executive and thought leader, Nagel. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. Lee, welcome to Tech Talk.
Thank you, Frank. Happy to be here.
Great opportunity for our listeners. We're going to talk a little bit about something that I think a lot of us are hearing about but probably don't know much, and that's the idea of innovative business intelligence solutions to address consumer markets of one kind or another. But let's go into a little bit about Izenda and tell us a little bit about what you guys do over there.
Sure. Well, as you mentioned, business intelligence and analytics is certainly something that gets a lot of attention right now. There's a considerable amount of buzz as people hear things about the Internet of Things or about big data, and there really seems to be a focus today on more and more data, when the reality is most people are looking for information in a timely fashion. They're looking for information that they need to make a decision in a pinch. So what Izenda does is really empowers a broader set of users to make data-driven decisions as part of their daily workflow. We deliver BI and analytics solution, which is designed for seamless integration inside of the application that they use every day. So those reports, those dashboards, those visualizations, those things that they want to access to do real-time data discovery are available to them inside of the application that they engage every day. So where other people are kind of focused on bigger and more constantly, we're really focusing on solving that issue that exists for so many people out there, which is really how to turn all the workers in your organization, or more appropriately, all the users of your application into more knowledge workers or workers who work with data to make decisions.
Now, obviously, we're talking about a form of intelligence or business intelligence being technical, but I'm curious, is it reactive or proactive? I guess where I'm headed is that under a traditional involvement, wouldn't I identify some of the issues, or does it have enough sensitivity to find problems before they exist?
It really can do both. What we found, since we are an embedded business intelligence solution, we kind of complement the workflow of the host application. So being able to surface information, as you mentioned, and see sort of what's happened historically or what's happening currently gives the user of an application the ability to really set parameters or to really put conditions in place. So there's been discussion about, how do you do predictive or prescriptive analytics. And what we found with a lot of the reporting and analytics that we provide, we ultimately enable that host application that we embed in to kind of provide those benefits. So once you can identify what the issues are or how you'd want to respond, to your point, you can start anticipating problems, and you can set parameters in place to react or react without having to go through kind of an ad hoc analytical process.
Now, where's the touch point? Do you reach out to a CTO, CIO, or is it a chief executive, or how would you identify the person that would understand the solution to a problem they may not even know they have, or at least a solution they may not know is available?
Well, we focus on independent software vendors and solution providers who are developing applications and really kind of present to them the benefits of kind of buying and embedding. So when we work with our clients, we really are dealing with a mix of people. It's really kind of a team purchase in a lot of ways. You have executives that are looking at, how do I provide the functionality I need inside the application I have efficiently and effectively. You also have product managers who are looking strategically at what they need in their product and what their clients are asking for. And then you have developers that really are trying to execute on the solution. And we found with our clients, the reality is all of those people have needs that need to be addressed, as well as their end users. I mean, what provokes people to really undertake a BI analytics project is really the need of the end user of their application. They've got to be able to make decisions faster in real time, and they don't want to go off to a siloed system or a separate application. They want to do that inside of the application they engage every day.
Well, it seems like almost every time I have a conversation with a new and innovative thinker, I come down to what Steve Jobs used to say about not knowing what customers really don't know what they want until they see it. I'm still kind of puzzled in terms of, like, for example, what types of companies do you do business with?
Really, how would anyone develop? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, please, go ahead.
Anyone developing a software application, we worked with ERP systems, asset management systems, supply chain and logistics, CRM, marketing, automation systems, or customer communications management platforms. Really, any software that produces data has a need for reporting and analytics, and we've integrated with those types of applications.
Now, I can remember, I can't think of the initials, it's BLF or something. It's a chemical company, and they would constantly promote the fact that you may not know our name, but you probably know us in the products that you buy and sell every day. Is it a case where you're embedded into these situations to the degree that the solutions that are happening aren't necessarily conscious to anyone except for the company that has either designed or purchased the software, let's say?
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned BASF. I remember that commercial series. We've also heard people talk about certain German companies that make the things that go inside the things that go inside. And I think you've absolutely touched on it. That's kind of where we are. As an embedded BI platform that tries to deliver ROI for our clients, we are completely white labeled. So unlike other solutions on the market, most people who are using it, the 10,000 plus organizations that have us in embedded and 1 million plus end users, they don't even know they're using it. And it's interesting you mentioned BASF. We don't make a lot of the products you buy, but we make them better. We work with software companies to make their BI and analytics inside of their application better, and they end up walking away from the relationship in a better place because it's really their brand that leads. They're the ones experiencing user adoption. They're the ones that are able to focus on their core application because they can buy and embed what Izenda offers, and as their users are more satisfied, they're retaining them.
Obviously, without question, when it gets down to it, every single competitive advantage becomes crucial, not just interesting, to be able to make sure that you can compete, quote unquote, in what we're now calling, I guess, the innovation economy. Talk a little bit about the concept of embedding, though, because I would think that is there a proprietary capability of Izenda, or what is the reason why it's, say, a better choice in building a solution or buying another platform?
Well, it really, to go back to what I said a moment ago, focuses on, as an independent software vendor or solution provider, really anyone developing an application, and you mentioned the knowledge economy, developer resources and strong technical resources are scarce, and the amount of specialization that is occurring now is just continuing to increase. So a lot of the organizations that we work with have great development staffs, have great product management staffs, but they're not in ample abundance. People have to focus. I mean, every day in business you're making difficult decisions. And so when people look at Izenda, they're really looking for a partner that can help them get their product to market faster, as well as give them that focus so they can avoid the opportunity costs. Trying to turn people who understand a core application into BI and analytics experts doesn't make a lot of sense. They know their core application, and buying a solution that's easily configured and seamlessly integrates into their application allows them to get to where they want to go faster.
So as corny as it says, my listeners know that I often say that I come to many of these things as a tourist because there's so much going on that you can't possibly keep up with everything. But again, using another analogy, I'm thinking sort of like the way that prescription drugs will market the fact of tell your doctor. Is it a case where say a business leader or an executive in a technology position that was looking to evolve some solution or dealing with some kind of opportunity to construct a software through the vendors you're talking about, bring up Izenda, or do you expect that to be too much and look for the knowledge and marketing to be directed at the people who are developing?
We do experience some enterprise buyers who are trying to develop an application and bring it to market. A lot of the analysts that cover our space have really started touting what Izenda is doing. So there is some, hey, this is what I'm looking for, but most of it really comes from the information that we distribute out in the marketplace to help people understand, hey, you're experiencing these symptoms, you're under these competitive pressures. What's the most efficient and effective way for you to bring your application to market or for you to improve the BI and analytics inside of your application? So, yes, there are some people who kind of pull their software vendor through it, that big client that may be requesting something of an independent software vendor, but typically it's the independent software vendor or the solution provider themselves that's really looking at, how in the current marketplace that we're in, where I'm facing these competitive pressures, how do I deliver better functionality more efficiently and effectively? And that's where embedding comes into play. I mean, it's interesting. TechTarget has published a study about a year ago talking about where independent software vendors and other developers of applications are going to get their revenue. And they reference 75% of their future revenue is going to be coming from embedded BI tools. So, getting these tools, getting them inside of their solution, doing it in a way that allows their brand to lead is only going to become more important. So, I anticipate that the ISVs will likely be pushing it, but as we have more and more use cases and more awareness in the market, there will be others who will pull us through as they kind of make demands on the developers of software as a user.
So from the standpoint of future growth, I think you're obviously covering most of the factors that would say that things are going to be pretty busy for you guys over the next couple of years. But equally as so, what about innovation internally for yourselves? How about what's next or what's new, or is it a case where you're at the cutting edge right now?
Well, really, I think it's looking at those two constituencies that we serve. We've got the ISV and the solution provider, or really the person who's developing the application, owns the application, and is trying to bring it to market, and then also looking at the needs of their users. So, and trying to address both of those, I mean, we will continue to make our platform even more open and extensible for the application owner as well as more end-user friendly. You mentioned earlier, if people see it, they want it. And I think we have to continue to provide a platform that allows independent software vendors and solution providers to easily and seamlessly embed our application, but we also have to provide them with the answer to that Steve Jobs question you raised earlier, which is, people need to see the future to really embrace it. And I think providing examples, even though they can be configured or customized to the needs of the host app, but really providing examples of what superior analytics can look like is another thing that we will continue to do to drive growth in the marketplace.
Got to be both frustrating and exciting at the same time, because I would think that that's a pretty solid challenge to be able to get that message out effectively. But although I know the success you guys have been having, it is happening, and there's no debate about it. Yet the other side, the excitement is that the marketplace can only be growing, because I can't see it happening without you guys. I'm very impressed. The input and the insights, I think, are very informative to our listening audience that probably know a little bit, maybe more than I do, but certainly I've learned a lot. Thank you so much, Lee, for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us for a few minutes today on Tech Talk.
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate the time.